Stan Romanek has been found guilty. Cue the music. Hey, this is UFO report number 36. I am your host, Manny Moonraker. And as you heard in the little pre-roll, as they say in the biz, our buddy, the main rubber dicker, Stan Romanek, has been found guilty. And this is quite shocking to me. I figured today I was going to just look up and kind of pick up where I left last Wednesday regarding the whole jury selection situation, but it turns out that it's all in the bag now. All he needs to do is be sentenced. So according to a Colorado newspaper, Stanley Tiger Romanek, the 54-year-old Loveland, Colorado man, was found guilty of a felony possession of child pornography. And as we all know, this is because they found child pornography on a USB drive, a thumb drive, if you will. The other charge, apparently, he was not found guilty of, and that was the distribution of child pornography. He was charged with that because of the file sharing situation, which is how Homeland Security actually came across Romanek when they saw this child pornography on a popular file sharing website. It was through that discovery that they notified the cops in Colorado that maybe they have a perv in their midst. So there are some quotes in this article which I've included for you guys to read if you wish to. And one is that according to his attorney, Elizabeth McClintock, it wasn't exactly the verdict they were looking for. I'm not surprised there. However, one of the things that she noted in this article is that the attorneys were never planning on using the UFO history as part of the testimony because they felt that it was not relevant. Yet, we've seen through social media that Romanek's wife consistently said that she was taking ufology into the courtroom. What they did do is apparently the defense attorneys felt confident that they were able to cast doubt that the child pornography was actually downloaded and shared by Romanek and or visitors to his home. In short, they were able to prove that the state's case stating that Romanek willfully downloaded the child pornography was not solid. Which leads to even more questions. Not that I'm defending him, but how do you say that he's guilty of being in possession of it, but that you do not see any reasonable enough proof that he was the one who downloaded it? Entirely, completely strange to me. But the conviction for possession of child pornography is a Class 4 felony and carries a 2 to 6 year minimum prison sentence. And right now, it is up to the judge in the case to determine what Romanek will serve. His hearing for sentencing is scheduled for October 19 at 3:30 p.m. that's when Romanek will learn how long he's going to remain in prison. Okay, listen, at 54 years of age, that's not going to be good times for him. He's going to be somebody's girlfriend, for sure. And for me personally, again, it was in a thumb drive. And it's not like someone visited his home and downloaded it into their own personal thumb drive. This was his thumb drive, right? There wasn't a case here presented saying that this wasn't his property. Apparently, there's enough evidence to say that this was Romanek's thumb drive. So either his wife was downloading kiddie porn, or he was. So, what can you say? There wasn't enough evidence on the state's part to show that it wasn't an outside entity that placed this on his computer. But apparently there was more than enough to convince a jury that Stan Romanek was in possession of child pornography. And it is very possible that they also felt throughout this hearing that he was aware of it. Because again, why would you, as a juror, convict someone of possessing child pornography if you did not for one moment believe that he was aware that that was on the thumb drive? So I'm sure this won't be the end of it. I'm sure something else is going to pop up later on down the road, but if you haven't seen it, here it is. The article is in the description. Romanek found guilty, sentencing coming in October. And, you know, I got to say this. Ever since I did the first episode on Romanek, I mean, it literally has been 50-50 from the people that listen to the podcast as far as what they believe. Some of them believe he was framed with child pornography just to get him out of the limelight. Now, mind you, he hasn't exactly been in the limelight, but you know, he was being framed. And he's had some beef with some paranormal groups in Colorado, and I'm sure elsewhere as well. And then the other half pretty much say that he's a rubber digger. You know, this is what he deserves. And I'm sure those that feel that way will feel that justice was served. But like always, that is up for you to decide. I personally believe where there is smoke, there is fire.
How you doing? This is Guido the boss, and I want you to listen to the guys over there at what is that called, huh? UFO Buster Radio. Yeah, that's it. Manny Moonraker and the Big O. Yeah, go to their website. Waste a lot of time. UFOBusterRadio.com. And tell them Guido sent you. Shut up.
Alright, so the next item is a public service announcement of sorts. According to NASA and several other individuals, there are a lot of fake solar glasses. I'm sure you've seen them everywhere. These, they look like 3D glasses, but they're made to protect your eyes when you're looking up at the solar eclipse, which is going to happen on August 21st. It's a Monday. So there are a lot of news stories, and I actually have 3 articles in the description for this podcast, which have come out, and there's quite a few more, that there are a lot of fake solar shades being sold to individuals, and that these items are not safe. Apparently, purchasing one of these and looking at the eclipse as it is happening could eventually cause you some major damage, and you can burn the photoreceptors in your retina. What they're saying is that the damage from solar burns could last 3 to 6 months in order for you to recover if you're lucky. If you are the unlucky one who got the worst and most fakest pair, your damage will be permanent. So it is extremely important that you guys take the time to not shop for these things at places where you get things from undesirable countries. And as a matter of fact, I have no one other than the President of the United States coming up right now to let you know which country you should avoid like the plague if the solar shade that you're looking at originates from there. Take it away, Prez.
You go over to China. China. You take China. China. I love them. China. I have to have my China. China because China. You want to buy from China? That's great. Buy from China. Buy toys from China. China in particular. China. I have people that I know in China. China. I've been saying China. China. You have China. Carl, take China. China. Look at what China's doing. They're learning from China. China, okay? Look at that. Isn't that nice? I mean, I love China. How can you not love China? I love China. China. People say, oh, you don't like China. I like China. I love China. China all the time. China. When was the last time you heard China?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Folks, that was Donald J. Trump, President Donald J. Trump. And like he said, you gotta watch out with the stuff that comes out of China. Anyway, listen, I thank you guys for listening. I also want to thank the folks that are joining the UBR Truth Seeker Facebook group. I looked last weekend and there was like 13 people. Now we're up to 56. But there's a lot more people out there. I know you're listening. Join the group. Talk to me. Talk to your fellow listeners. Share in the madness. And as always, if you like what you're hearing, click the like button, share it, tell your mama, your dada, your kitty, your cat, your bird, your turtle, or the chicken that's sitting outside clucking away right now. Because the information is crucial. It's critical to the survival of brain cells. Until next episode, sayonara.